And what would you say to Bryle's hero pool? Is that something that would even be in his arsenal? I don't feel like I've
That's a
seen the
good question.
deepest hero pool for Bryle. I feel like he's a pretty on-meta player.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Jeez,
Drafter's Chicken
traditional mids.
continues for EG.
I mean,
I
Queen
I
of
hate
Ping.
this
Oh,
hero. I'm just thinking it dispels. Like, is there any way Legion Commander is going to be picked this game against the Ember, or against the Bat Rat, I should say? They're already
yeah.
picking Enchantress though.
That's a classic lane counter. But once again, I'd be worried if you're picking some weird off meta shit in the mid lane, then you
Yeah.
don't have this like rotating hero because like the Slark couldn't do it last game, and then Ember couldn't either. And then things get weird because nobody can actually rotate. Brow did a
And then
good job. I mean, he caught up.
even if you counter the Bat Rider, it could be a position 3 as well, right?
True.
Like Death Prophet right here, like we've been seeing some 4 position, but mostly 3 position Death Prophet, but of course could still be mid. So still a lot of flexibility in EG's lineup.
Yeah, DP seems to be coming back. My take on this hero is that like at the start of the patch, it was feeling kind of weak because people were still playing the old meta carries, like people were still picking Sven and stuff like that. And then now you have a lot of these like Monkey Kings and Ursas, these heroes that just dumpster melee heroes. So these ranged offlaners like Nature's Prophet and Death Prophet, especially if you can flex them between multiple roles, like they feel a lot nicer to pick, give you more options for your draft.
It's interesting they pick Enchantress into a Witch Doctor. Isn't that typically kind of a feels bad? Considering the creeps get just stunned forever. That's still a thing, right? Creeps
Yeah.
get stunned forever with Cask.
It is, yeah, it is. It feels bad. I mean, you're still gonna own the lane. You still have the gank tank on Enchantress with the hood. Like you're still gonna do all of the Enchantress things, but it is worse. Like Witch Doctor also can kill Enchant because you just maledict her and ult, and the ult obviously on Witch Doctor doesn't care about the Enchantress passive. It feels bad. They really want to win the lane clearly.
Well, it looks like Ice is slated to potentially play this Death Prophet, and if so, will be the one like real tower pusher again moving forward.
Again.
Look at this, yeah, Undying. Enchantress is a bit different, but they go right back to the Slark again. And it feels like in this case it's coming out because you have a prominent core Bat Rider on the other side. I get that, but you know, everybody was a little 50-50 on the Slark last game. Maybe this time they feel they'll, I don't know, itemize more appropriately and hit timings a bit better and more in sync, and that a run back is all they need.
I don't know. Part of me is like, these guys are way too experienced on the side of Undying to just do a run it back real quick and see how she goes. Like that last game, I mean, how much better could they have played? Like we said, like their moves were amazing. They were playing them great in team fights. Like they were getting kills everywhere, but it just wasn't enough. Like I don't know. I mean, I guess you ban the Medusa, but like there's other heroes that can do the ancienting thing, right? Like there's other heroes that can play the economy game. There's got to be some crazy pick coming out from Undying. I refuse to believe that they're just going to run it back. I think they want us to believe that they're going to run it back, but I don't think they are.
I want to throw out before it happens that Alchemist was banned last time and is not banned this time, and has been a secret like meta pick for some of these teams.
I think with different items, Slark would have had definitely. I mean, there's no question he would have had a better game. But whether they would have won, I doubt it. But you never know. I mean, the real issue is I know you have Dispel with Slark, but Earthshaker is especially once you get Shard. Like you can use Shadow Dance your ult and still get perma-stunned essentially. And then by the time your ult is out, you're unstunned, and you have Witch Doctor, Cask, and Lasso to worry about. There's just silence on top of it. They have a lot of answers for Slark. So. I mean, it's a hero that can snowball, though. So if you win a couple fights, you can snowball that to get a couple towers and whatnot. But this hero just not a fan, personally.
I agree. I'm sorry.
Side. Go ahead, Jenkins.
I was gonna say I couldn't hear Sun's fan over my. I was having some deep dark fantasies of EG picking Pudge here as like a possible ice hero or something, or TZ carry Pudge. So I was having those fantasies in my head and. Popping off, but it's probably not going to happen here. It's not so good of a Pudge game, kind of the worst hero in the game, but what do we got left here?
Terrible Pudge game, but hopefully they pick it. Yeah, absolutely.
I would die. I would literally die, I think.
Pudge is going to get enough buffs with that Shard, with his cast range and whatnot, that he's going to be like one of these actual save heroes, because then you have Hook and you can eat your teammates if the range is just extended a bit. Right now it's like melee range.
I do
I
hope
think it's
that's
going to
true.
go down that road.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I had PPD in my chat last night actually on Twitch, and he was asking me why I didn't go Shard on Pudge. He was flaming me. Anyway, what can they pick
Shard's
here that's
great.
like a cheesy guy that's going to like flip this draft on its head? There's got to be a cheesy guy coming in here. There's got to be something. Maybe this is like a mid or safe lane OD or something like that. We're gonna see like an off lane pick here.
Okay.
Ricky. Okay. Well,
I can't.
I mean,
okay, he was unbanned.
it's something like I'd rather this. I mean, this is weird, right? Like you have 2 carries. This is different from last game. I don't want to see the same shit. That didn't work, and I don't know how much better they could play. Like they did everything right. They were smoking. They were getting kills. Like they were winning the team fights, and just run it back. Okay,
Just running
all
it
right.
back. Oh man,
Very cool.
It feels
So
a little riskier for Undying, I gotta say, on this one than it did last time. While EG just gotta run it back. I can't help but feel like it's gonna be a bit easier for EG. But if you had to real quick make a prediction, gentlemen, Suns fan, you?
I usually love Ricky, but I don't know, man. EG's lineup just looks solid. It's basically the same, minus Nature's Prophet. Just put in the ice DP. Yeah, I think EG's got this.
You know what, boys? I think I'm actually going to go Undying. I think if you play the same game that you did last time against a team that has 2 carries, I think you lose. I think you lose to a Battle Fury Ricky. Will they play the same game? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm actually going to go Undying.
Do you get
All right,
Diffusal on Ricky this game? That's another question. Can he fit it in?
Your answer will be soon to come, but first we got to get into a break. But after the break, we have Trent, we have GoDz, and special guest Owie 2000 bringing you the broadcast.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got ourselves a game number 2 between Evil Geniuses and Team Undying. Joining me once again is AUI 2000 as well as Trent. I imagine we'll be hopping right in as things are underway. It's a run back, very similar, not exactly the same. Trent, what's going on here?
Yeah, I guess they played really well. We said that several times on Undying. And, Evil Geniuses, they won. So I guess they both just decided that they want to try rock, paper, scissors once more here. See if they can mix things up. Now, we have changed sides, so that is quite the difference. We will be seeing Artesia on the Dire off lane this time, as opposed to his favorite spot, the Radiant off lane. This one, not quite as common.
Yeah. And AUI, small little changes in picks. Do you feel like Undying has fixed some of the problems from last game with these mix-ups, getting a different 5 position and having kind of like a dual carry lineup?
I think Undying's favored in this game. I think the change they made was really big, actually. They have tower push this game. Like last game, they have all these killers, but they couldn't open up. Like they managed to open up, but it was like hard to do, and they had to trade all their towers away to do it. This game, they have the tower push, and tower push plus killers equal map open to actually do stuff.
Okay. We'll see how that works out for them. The way they set these lanes is not going to be the it's not going to be the Tomato Slark this time. It's going to be Tomato on the Ricky in the safe lane with a mid Slark. Once again, same mid matchup, but this time it's Brio playing the Slark in a lane where he's much more comfortable, which is another perhaps factor in game number 1.
This is really good by EG though. They blocked the left hard camp. I was thinking like it's really hard to tri-lane into this Enchantress, but that's a really good camp block. What Duba should do here is he's already brought the second sentry, which is correct in a mango. He should use his courier to scout the hard camp if it's spawned or not. And if it hasn't spawned, then you know it's blocked, and you can go deward it with your sentries.
I mean, he might lose his courier, though, because they saw that thing coming, yeah.
Crit's got the boots. Oh, okay, he's good. Yeah, he's got the double sentry, so he's going to be looking to deward some of these camps.
I think that was really good for Undying, actually.
Fly taking a lot of damage. Forced to cast here. The Fissure will save him down bottom, but Tomato's got another blink. He's going to blink after him. Does he get the RNG? He does! Tricks of the trade finds his way to snipe the Witch Doctor.
I don't know how this double wave happened for Undying. Like, it went into the enemy tower, level 1, but they have a fissure block, so... And they did fissure block, right? So did Undying block for tier 3, I think? Which is, like, one of the best responses to the fissure block is you just block for 10 more seconds and nullify it.
I think they must have, yeah, because...
that's really good strategically. Really good prep, honestly. They managed to adapt to EG's lanes this game very well, and Ice needs help now. He's gonna get completely zoned out. Firan is not the same hero as DP. You cannot 1v2 like this.
And unlike last game, Moon doesn't instantly TP to help the tri-lane. The tri-lane's doing just
need to.
fine, and
Oh.
yeah, he doesn't need to. Plus, he's keeping Ice at this tower.
Undying are looking really good this game. I think also like last game Moonstar had to TP at level 2 to salvage the lane. This game he gets to choose his timing, which is like way stronger, right? In fact, it's EG who have to respond to Undying this game.
Yeah, and it is seen as well thanks to that ward. So that ward just got the clarity canceled on Ice and spot the rotation from crits. So they have no chance to even like try to make a play on like a failed roll or something.
EG are still doing their ancient stack, but the difference is like they're not winning their lane while stacking these ancients. Like last game, like if you can win a lane while stacking camps, you're like double winning that lane, right? Because you're winning the jungle as well. A good play by Moon stopping the pull. I think he needs to aggro again. Oh no, he gave him the pull.
Yeah.
Ah, that was a bit sloppy.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he backed off there because he had the vision too.
If he stopped that pull, I think there's no top lane to be played for EG. Like the lane's so far back and they have kill threat now, but because there's that pull, like they're gonna reset the lane equilibrium and DP's gonna get a lot. Dubu finally scouts the camp. So unfortunately he didn't do the courier thing, because I worked with Dubu before. We've actually talked about it before, but it's hard to do so many things, and I mean they're winning a lane they shouldn't be, so he's already playing pretty well. But that would have been cool to see.
We'll see him go down bottom. He found himself an Ogre Frost Mage, but not a very helpful creep. He's actually sending it to secure the runes. Will deny a haste rune bottom, so prevents Abed from refilling his bottle.
That was really good play. Bra was under his tower, so he couldn't contest that.
Yep. Bra going to pull the creep wave to neutral camp, start farming neutrals as well as the lane, and we're going to see same thing as last game, very much just a farm trade in the mid lane. Both Slark and Batrider kind of free farm away.
Yeah, they finally got their sentry up top too, so Moon got the camp blocked, but now Crit's on his case on that.
Yep, nice fissure block. Saberlight going to be forced to TP out. Moon's going to roll on through. Gets nicely dodged by EG, but Saberlight just TPs to his tier 1. Has the ring of health, so he's got a lot of sustain in this lane, especially when the creeps are under his tower.
I'm really worried for EG's bot lane.
Yeah, we're seeing it here. They just jump in. Dubu with 2 points in the enchant and an impetus has the Hellbear Smasher. Arteezy gets away from it though.
And that stopped Fly from stacking too. He couldn't go back for the Ancients to stay to help.
I mean, it's like playing versus Artesian lane with a ping disadvantage is not fun. So like even though he has like a lot of CS and stuff, because I think that's like the ping advantage is like honestly laning difference, like it looks really hard to lane down there for EG. Sorry, I meant to say it's usually not fun, but because they got that first double wave and stuff, like Tomao's also having a really good time.
Yeah, Tomato doing just fine. 22 last hits, not winning the lane by any means, but has the Orb of Corrosion up already, and is I think there's probably less pressure on him to like be that true hard carry when you have got this Slark playing in the mid lane as well.
I think it's weird. Like, I really don't like Slark, as I mentioned at last cast, because I don't think he scales well. And even though he's supposed to be treated like a hard carry, I think they should actually put Ricky as more of a hard carry and have Slark run around and do stuff this game. I think that'd be more favorable for them.
And I think that seems to be their plan too, with like the general switches that they've done.
Bro, he's just chasing down Abed.
Take away his neutral camps, pull the creatures, pulling creeps
play.
wherever he goes. Yeah. Trying to deny as much of that jungle farm as possible. The Ancients
Witch
still
Doctor's dead.
getting sapped. Yep, Witch
Oh,
Doctor
maybe not.
gets the Maledict off on Tomato. This could be bad for Tomato, but he gets fissured underneath the tower. Still taking a little bit of damage. Has the wand, so he should be just fine here. And yeah, Crit's TP not going to lead to a whole lot.
And they've left that ward there from Dubu on the Ancients too, so that they're looking for when he tries to move over here on Abed.
This level 5 Ricky, just with the Orb of Corrosion and Boots, has a lot of kill threat.
Yeah, he's a strong hero. If you get a good early start to this lane or your stronger lane, Ricky's like one of the best laners in the game. It's usually like when he's more contested that hero is having issues. The thing about this game is like Ice is level 6 already. I feel like from the start of this lane, he should have a lot less than this. He's playing it pretty well, and there's also that like, I don't want to harp on it, but like letting that pull go off, it lets Ice have a game. Like if Ice is level 4, level 5 here, like I think this tower just dies, and this game's going to be completely different.
Yeah, they do a good job pressuring it with the Siege Creep and Meteor Hammer, but like you say, the tower at least gets kept alive, so both bottom and top EG towers taking damage. Usually you
Yeah.
see those trades, but this game it's Undying pressuring both side lanes. They're going to go for a
They
kill top.
should get this, though.
Yep. Astral into roll with the Meteor Hammer, and
that's good.
Saberlight's going to commit the ulti. Elsewhere mid, yeah, Bryle's gone in, committing for the kill on Crit. Doesn't Dark Pact off the initial stun. The Fissure going to follow it up. Crit still in a lot of trouble here. Bryle has the Shadow Dance if needed,
man.
and I believe he's going to have to pop it. Crit still trying to run another Dark Pact, should finish him off, and that's going to get the kill.
Really good
No
play by
orb
Undying.
or anything. It makes that pretty scary.
I think they've the same thing as last game. Honestly, they've identified sort of a weakness. If you pick Witch Doctor ES supports and a Dusa carry, you don't have anyone who has any early game pressure. Honestly, like this Barrow doesn't do anything early either. Like he's just a farmer. Like he's gonna sit, farm his bots, and then he's gonna honestly just farm some more till he gets BKB and stuff. Maybe he'll throw in a lasso somewhere, but this early pressure is really good by Undying.
And as Prophet, you get a little more hung out to dry than, well, than Nature's Prophet, you know? It's not quite as easy to, like, you can't pick your moment quite as easily for, like, taking towers or joining fights. You have to be a little bit more coordinated and calculated with your exorcisms.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the big thing about this game is that, yeah, it's exactly what you said. Like, they have to commit to get a tower on EG, and I don't think it's that simple for them to commit. Look at mid.
Dove in, they want this tier 1 tower, and they'll take the fight under it, but Bryle gets maledicted and Spirit Siphoned after the silence. Bryle, he's going to tick out, it looks like. One more right click will finish him off. Actually, Fly gets him with the Maledict. Moon rolled in, but a bit of a overcommitment there for Undying, who thought they perhaps had the numbers to go for that play.
Yeah, I think that's an overcommitment with the resources they have there, but I feel like
They're still not done.
still fighting.
Yeah, with Crit
that's
Fissure,
all
they just
that.
chase him down. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, and they're getting
bottom,
this play
meanwhile.
bottom.
Oh, Tomato gets out. He's being dusted out, but Saberlight saves the day with the Astral and the Meteor Hammer. He's not going to turn it around to get a kill, but he keeps Tomato alive at least.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, that's a good TB by Saberlight. Dusa gets you free from top now, though. Now that OD's committed his TB. The thing about that play mid is, like, I actually feel like Tomato should have been there. It's, like, sort of like a next level play. But, like, he had bot lane pushed in, and it was an overcommitment for how many heroes they had there. But if you add one hero there, like, either with TP or you run there with Ricky, like, that could have been a really sick play for them and kept out the pressure. Instead, like, they don't get the trade they want. Oh, here we go.
Mid. Yep. This is the numbers you mentioned. Bring Tomato
Yeah,
next time.
exactly.
And
I think they realized it, right? Like, they need Tomato in these fights. He's had a pretty decent lane. He's high level. He needs to be in this fight. They need just one more little oomph, and this play goes really well.
Fortified their
We
stronghold.
got ice with the range creep bait. They knew he was going to stay right there. The last hit, Moon gets the free roll.
And now, even without taking this tier 1 mid tower or bottom tower, they're invading this enemy dire triangle, wanting to contest these Ancients that hurt them financially so much last game. Fly's going to come in and just stun up the Siege Wagon mid to try to delay this push. The Fisher's going to help him get back to the high ground and stay alive, but Bryle just pounces over it, and Saberlight has the Astral and the Meteor Hammer. And they're still keeping this mid-siege creep alive. Dubu just tanking tower shots to make sure of it. They want this tier 1 mid. They really want to try to take control of this dire side of the map.
Look at that inch creep go.
Yeah, and I think what we'll see here is that Dubu's going to play bottom side this game, and he's just going to keep enchanting creeps and setting it to enemy Ancients to block it. Especially after Ice did something so annoying last game, like it's in your mind.
Yes.
That's probably
Yeah.
going to happen.
Dubu gets doped by the Firefly, but as soon as TP's come, I bet he's out of there.
Moon
Reckon
catches,
that's-
though, to
TP
stay mid.
force.
Ooh, mid, yeah, they've gone in. Bryle, with Moon's initiation, gets another kill on Crypt. Bryle already up to 3 permanent agility. Bottom lane, they're going to recommit. They've dove in with Ice's Exorcism. Dubu just trapped in the corner, and it looks like they're going to lose quite a few here. But Ricky does a good job showing up to the fight. Tomato, has he got an escape with the dust on him? He needs somebody to blink to. He's got allies coming from the north. He's going to blink out. The roll kind of messes up that blink escape, but the dust should be wearing off fairly soon. Tomato still very low, gets flame break back. Tomato blinks out again, keeps himself alive, but unfortunately, the rest of his team not so lucky. They lose a couple in the process.
Yeah, they were low on resources from coming from that fight mid, so like Moon didn't have the mana to actually like pop his spells.
Tomato's actually going for the Diffusal Blade this game. Both the Slark and the Ricky are. I mean, that really means they just want to hit their timing goal. Like, have 2 Diffusal Blades versus Dusa, and she just dies like paper.
Bryle with an Invis
Yeah,
rune
Lisa.
just finds Arteezy. Does get the Stone Gaze out, so not
Fine,
gonna
take her in
find a
jungle.
kill.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll take that. No stone gaze.
And now they kind of got to share this triangle of camps between both Deucer and Batrider, with Deucer's getting bullied out of the top side of the map.
I mean, this defusal play by Ricky, it might work out, because I think their overall strategy is better, but I'm not too sure if it's the correct direction. Like, I feel like people underestimate what Ricky didn't do late game. Like, I don't think Dara outscales Radiant at all this game.
He's just getting jumped up top, but tower shots will bully Tomato back, but he does force several TPs, so still not a bad move, as Bryle is waiting for ISSS to show up. ISSS has the Silence and Spirit Siphons. Doesn't have an ultimate right now, so...
Yeah,
These teams
it's
are
funny how you
playing-
think of, like, Medusa as this crazy big late game hero, because she stands there, she's really hard to kill, and she hits everyone with a lot of damage, but Ricky is, like, does the same thing, but you actually can't hit him. It gets to a point where
Yeah.
he's literally untargetable
No,
and
if you
hitting
get
two of your
to-
heroes.
I played a bunch of Ricky, and if you get to a Octarine core...
Oh, but we had a pro
Arcane
game with that in
Blink.
it.
yeah,
We had
you
Octarine, the Spell Prism.
I'm pretty sure
Daedalus.
that's the best late game from a hero I've seen in my entire career playing Dota. Like, I played Dota for a long time, and I've never felt something so broken late game. Like, you're literally
Yeah.
perma in third spell. Nothing can hit you,
Yeah.
and
It's
everything
gross.
just dies. Like, there's no hope. Like,
I think in our game he had like 0.3 seconds he was vulnerable or something. between
yeah,
jumps.
exactly.
That's it.
I mean, if you have
That-
Spell
that's-
Prism, you're just perma immune. So, and it goes on for like 15 seconds. Like, there's no stopping it.
Initiation
Mid lane.
mid crit. Yep, he's been caught by the defusal, but has backup nearby, and Dubu may just be sacrificed. It does feel like Undying are kind of suffocating EG and keeping control of a lot of this map. Bryle was just bullying anybody who came out in the top lane previously, and now he's just constantly running in at this triangle of camps.
I like this. Tomato went back for the Battery. Very good, I think.
Yeah, I like that too. Don't
But,
worry about
like-
this double defusal.
They're gonna open up the map, but they don't have the lane shove to use it properly. This Battlefield, I think, is the correct choice.
Saberlight Astrals then just backs off. EG are really playing huddled together, whereas Undying are getting a bit more farm on the map, but at the same time, this game very much in the balance. Neither team's pulled away with any kind of a gold lead, and Crit still working on his Blink Dagger. Despite that, is going to go for a smoke play. Bounty Rune's coming
seems
up, and
like a
that's
low
why they want to make this
percentage.
move. Yeah.
I think it being for bounce runes is smart, and they'll secure the bounce rune, but I don't think you can get
Here he
killed from
comes.
this.
Oh, Tomato so slow.
Oh, okay.
Tomato walked into the pre-planted sentry, and EG just pick him off.
Just blame ping, boys. Nothing you can do.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That was-
Man,
honestly, that was a pretty good spot. It was my bad for not recognizing bounce runes were spawning. It worked out really well for EG.
they're
I think
really
the big
good at
difference,
baiting that.
like, oh, top lane.
Are they going to get this kill? Not
Oh, yeah, he's
perhaps as
dead.
big a kill as the Ricky one, but still a nice kill to get.
Nice
Yep.
kill. That's a stack for Slark, boys. If you get like 15 more, you have normal agi gain core. Like, why does this hero has 1.7 agi gain? Like, what?
that is depressing.
Anyways.
Actually. Yeah.
Mid lane?
It's like the
Yeah.
same as
Just
OG.
beating on Abed. These teams are doing. I think they're doing a really good job at like trying to force out TPs from the enemy team. Like Abed has poked them bottom and mid, and Undying did the same thing at top tier 2, and as well as mid this game. It's a really important concept. Like, you go on people just to force the enemy reaction, so it opens up something on the map. You can't
Right,
just like.
every TP
hold
that
your
our
first move
TZCs is another wave, basically.
Yeah, I mean, TP scrolls are like your ultimate early game, right? Like, they're your long cooldown that allow you to make plays around the map. So every time you force these, you're removing like options to your opponent and opening up another attack venue for yourself.
Moon just lurking here, hoping that they can set something up here. Crit
Yeah,
is
I think-
very tempting as he works.
Like,
on
if
his
you
Blink
compare
Dagger.
last game to this game, because Undying have this tower push from Enchantress, they're able to open up the map and secure a tower advantage, so EG can't just out-farm them. Like, they have to play very tight this game. Last game, Fly was, like, hitting freaking neutral creeps early on in the game, which is, like, pretty unheard of. This
Yeah.
game, like, he has to tank for his Dusa, they don't have the lane shove, all their lanes are going to come in here, and it's like,
I mean,
it's
look
scary
where they
when
are.
it's EG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just fully clumped up in there.
And that's, like, it's a good strategy adjustment. Like, last game, they realized they had the potential to kill heroes, but what did those kills give them? It let Dusa hit Ancients. It didn't do anything. But now just one 5 change, and the game's completely different.
And what you were saying about the TP cooldowns is exactly what Undying were just trying to do. They just kept throwing spells at Crit mid, trying to force TPs. Enchantress just
Yes.
ran in, used an enchant, and then ran away. Like, as if like, let's pretend we're going on the shaker. But the real go is perhaps at this bottom lane where Ricky has found the Witch Doctor, looking for more Abed, doesn't commit the BKB, but he's going to be just... Oh, he's not fine! Oh, the last second of the TP, Abed gets caught, still has the BKB, so he's just going to look to BKB and run away, but yeah, Braille shows up. More Agi for Braille, perhaps. We're going to see what Abed can do to juke this one. He's got Firefly in a couple of seconds. He's still juking through the trees. Gets caught up to again, trying to go over the trees, but Braille's going to be there waiting for him.
See, that was planned by Braille. He wanted to leap into the trees to cut him off.
Yeah.
That's so much IQ. I don't even know how many heads that is. That's past 5 head.
Yeah, Ricky has battle free now. His timing's like not that bad because his corrosion full treads 1. He's not the most farm, but he will catch up. I think Ricky farms really fast with Battlefield. Like
And
more
he put
so
pressure on the map too. So like
Yeah.
some of his gold net worth being lost was worth it for what he took away from the opponent
Yeah,
too.
for sure. I think he missed the first mid rotation, but the next one was really good by him, and like it made up for it. Like, oh, smoke into enemy jungle. This is a crazy smoke. What is this? Deuce the
Saberlight has a blink. They fissure to start things off. The blink
smoke
totem
pop.
follows. And Saberlight going to defensively Astral. Can he blink out after this Astral? We're going to find out. He does get the blink out, and Saberlight's home free. No immediate counter kills happening. EG will deward. As Undying do the same themselves, so neither team with the vision here. And in fact, it's actually Undying with an aggressive ward. They see a lot here if they want to go chasing, but it looks like instead they're going to pressure around the mid lane.
Yeah, I feel like you can see the pressure EG's under. Oh, there's going to be a fight of Ancients here. We have a DD on Brawl, really big.
As the BKB, can he find a lasso target? Gets Moon's going to pull him back. No real follow-up damage immediately, but with Fly as well as Crit now showing up, it looks like they should be able to kill off Moon, who gets his roll blocked in.
Like, EG last game, like, they would never smoke a Deuce at 18 minutes and try to go into the enemy jungle just to secure themselves a little bit more space on the map. So you can see, like, the big difference this game. And they pop Exo for, like, that Earth Spirit pick-off, they use Lasso, they use Exo for him. They're feeling good about that.
Yeah, I think very good call by Undying not to commit in after that, because it's kind of tempting, right? When you see the last one, like Earth Spirits, you know he's really tanky, so he's a good shot at getting off his abilities, and they're going to have to burn a lot to get him, but they just, like, farm mid instead, put a little pressure on the tower with a Meteor Hammer, and just actually head right to the Roche pit.
With it,
Oh, they have a
Enchantress.
Medallion, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Enchantress can tank it, so...
It's kind of slow, though.
Yeah, if they can get Ricky hitting with the backstab, it goes a little faster, but yeah, it's still not the easiest road.
But I mean, you know they're ancient, so that's the other
Yeah.
side of the map, because they're dire this game.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
EG have no hope of fighting, right? Like, they use Lasso, they use Exo. I mean, they actually could fight this just because it's such a slow Roshan, but it wouldn't be a simple fight. And I think Undying are like, they want to force a fight right now, so going for Roshan is pretty good.
And Undying is using a lot of time and committing all of their cores to bring down Rogue. That's, you know, theoretically they could have been using that time to get a lot of farm on the map. So they get themselves an Aegis and have a bit of a strategic advantage now, but they did miss out on some gold.
Bra's gonna have Aegis now too, or Aghanims now too with this Aegis.
I'd say Sice is in
We're
trouble
top
top. They just finished Roche and he's pushing a lot further than I would have expected him to as he gets jumped on by the Astral into Hammer, and Sice will get picked off.
That's also a bit of a cocky death. Good punish by Undying on that.
I can't hear you.
And
Yeah,
Sarkaz'
anytime you
Aegis,
get a kill.
he's just gonna sit around mid, and EG are gonna have even less play options. Like when you get this Aegis hero, one of the things that's really underrated is just using the Aegis to constrain your opponent's farm. Like they can't run past the Slark at all.
Right, like don't panic and overextend for objectives or anything. Just like, you know, choke them out a little bit further.
Yeah, and I think the eggs makes a lot more sense this game. than the
Mid
Valkyrie.
lane. You mentioned Brawl just holding his ground here with an Aegis. He's doing just that. Magnetized from Moon Meander looking to back him up as Moon tries to roll himself out of there. Gets caught by the Fisher, but he's on the right side of it, so he should be able to get it out of there as Bryle will Shadow Dance and flee. Neither side going to lose any heroes, it looks like.
Wow, that was as we were saying that they went a little in. That got a little worrisome there, but they find the escape afterwards.
They force EG's heroes all to like one small circle of the map, and now EG is like forced to smoke. If this smoke doesn't connect, like it's gonna look really bad on map for him. It looks pretty good though to smoke.
Yep. They get the dust onto the Ricky. Yeah, Tomato should be in some trouble here. They have the BKB on Batrider. Looking for that lasso. He finds Saberlight. He held it knowing the OD was lingering around, waiting for the save. The blink crit! Echo Slam from Crit! Huge play from him. Insta tip
That
on a
was sick.
Saberlight. sick plays from Abed as well as Crit. They're going to get the third kill there. Abed didn't go for the last one. Ricky, he knew OD was just waiting for an Astral save, and really heads-up play from EG.
Yeah, they were way too ready for it.
That was very amazing by Abbott, honestly. Like, you see the enemy carry, and you have the presence of mind not to lasso him there. He looks so free, and you're just like, okay, I'm going to save it. We'll get an extra one, and he won't get the save off.
It was also just a really good punish because of that play mid from Moon and the Slark, right?
Yeah.
Like, they saw them go bottom after from all the vision that they had, and so they just instantly smoke top and create a good numbers scenario.
It feels awkward. Like, if you look at the replay, you'll be like, oh, Enchantress should just run into them. But honestly, like, EG were so fast that it feels like you don't have to tank that gank on edge against most teams, especially playing in NA. But yeah, that was just good and fast. Like, it's just a good move. What can you do?
Hats off to EG with a good play. That's going to give them a 1k gold advantage. Despite playing into the Aegis, they've managed to find some good kills as well as farmer on the map, and it's Undying who perhaps pressures a little bit back on them to make something of this Aegis.
It's really big when fights like that happen. Like, Undying had to group up in order to get this mid lane out. Before, they're just pushing it with like 1 or 2 heroes, and the map was being constrained. Instead, like, Arteezy gets to farm everything now. He gets to hit his first lane creeps in like the last 4 minutes, something. And yeah, it's a lot of map pressure relieved. I mean, Undying still have the map.
Moon rolled in mid, perhaps a little bit too aggressively, gets saved by the Astral for now. Silence could follow this one up, but Ice himself gets caught in the smoke screen. Moon can't find a way to roll out. Ice is getting blown up, he ran in. He thought it was unkillable, but this is an offlane Death Prophet with very little farm, and he didn't have the mana for a defensive heal.
There was no lasso yet either. It was back in like 2 seconds, so there was no coverage.
Bryle has the Maledict on, has to be a little bit careful. Arteezy does get off the Stone Gaze. Crit's in the neighborhood, but still without an Echo Slam, so Arteezy's going to kind of get blocked in by the Fissure. He's going to be forced to just hold his ground and fight, which is working out well for him so far. Saberlight going to go down, but Arteezy doesn't have backup until the buyback comes. Crit going to come back into this one. With Abed there, he's going to lasso now. You've got to be careful. The Earthshaker buyback could cause some problems. The chase is on. Two-man Fissure with a lasso as well onto the Ricky. Ricky going to go down to the Arteezy, right-clicks, and Dubu trying to TP out. Not going to be successful. Only Slack survives. Great buyback from Crit. Great team fight from EG.
That was really well played by EG. I mean, Ice went a little ham there, but but because of that, like, Undying got a little bit cocky and their line extended. Like, when you chase enemy heroes, like, you want to have like a concave, right? So all your heroes can get their spells off at the same time. But when you chase like 1,000 or 2,000 range, like, some heroes start to be more in front than the others, and EG were able to like punish that separation. Of course, like, this Shaker, like, as mentioned in the game before, like, this Shaker buyback is so strong because he's one of those heroes where, like, if he's in fog, you don't know where he is, like, his team fight is top tier. But if you see this hero, like, he doesn't do anything in team fights, and buyback just, it gives you that opportunity.
And unfortunately for them, that was going directly into the completed Scotty as well there for Arteezy, who's now on his way to an MKB.
Yeah.
Very
They
far on
lost
his way.
gold with our Aegis on Undying.
Yeah,
I think, like, fundamentally, like, something messed up for them there. They didn't hit any timings while they had this Aegis. I don't, like, I'd have to watch the replay to say, but I feel like there's something wrong with how they constructed the farm. They went for 2, like, ham plays.
Yeah, I think the way they went to the Ancients with, like, the Earth Spirit and the Slark was a little, like, ill-timed. Like, they probably should have just, like, smoked top, taken the tower, and then they could have pressured more that direction.
Yeah, it felt a bit awkward. Smoke from EG here.
Yeah. They're going to catch Dubu, perhaps. I'm not sure if that's the kill they necessarily want, but they'll take it. This could set them up to take this tower bottom.
And EG will feel okay about this, and Undying will feel good about this. Because EG will like, okay, we're going to get the tower, we're going to get the shrine, but Undying like, yeah, my 5-tank smoke gank, hell yeah, you know? Like, so when you have Aegis, you have 1 Aegis, right? Like, you don't have to keep making plays, you need to hit the correct, I think. So, like, you can go for small plays, but you're only going to get 1 big fight with Aegis, generally. I think you should be looking for, like, an item timing to use with that Aegis. I don't think Undying found that. Like, they got this Aegis, that I don't think they completed anything during it.
Yeah. And both fights that happened once at EG won. It was a cool play from Bryle there. He positioned himself where multiple couriers were flying to meet the EG push down bottom and managed to snipe one, and while cutting some waves. But it is still, yeah, Undying. Are they under a bit of pressure here, or will this Ricky give them some late game that can match up to Medusa?
I think they're gonna start leaning on Tomato a little bit and like start thinking about his game because yeah, I think he needs his big items to kind of put them back into this.
It's like their scale's good, and it's definitely gonna be one of those games where like whoever gets a better initiation will win the fight. But I think EG are gonna start to have map control, and that's gonna be sort of hard for Undying's lineup.
And when you say better initiation, I see one team with a Shaker and a Batrider, and I think, you know, they probably have an edge when it comes to initiation.
Yeah, that's true for sure. It's just that the other team also has like a save and a night vision hero, so it's not like so simple.
Abed charging with the Firefly, has a blink lasso. He wants to find the OD, or otherwise that save threat comes in. Dubu position again to tank the gank. Good old Dubu. Taking one for the team, perhaps. They're just ditching it. They're not even trying to bait him. Nice Ice will finish off the kill.
Farm the other side of the map, and Psychic Headband for OG. Now we're talking. That's the percent modifier you're looking for.
That's a good item for him, for sure.
Try and catch up with this.
Honestly, the cast range is really good too this game.
Nice way for Moon to snipe the double damage rune. Not that it mattered too much. It was going to be Abed's bat picking it up, but
I think EG just want camp this area. Play for the next Roshan. Maybe pressure mid and top towers.
This is the fly special, right? You just like, control this,
really
control the mid wave, the top wave.
2016 OG, sit on that hill. Just I think Brown needs to keep going here. He needs to kill this next wave. He's gonna push in anyways, but I think they need that pressure faster. Oh, they're deciding to smoke a fight.
Yeah, smoke, and the TP coming in. They kind of know exactly where EG are.
There's no wards for EG, surprisingly. Like, they have this area, but they don't have any vision.
Too late.
It's Fly tanking the gank. Can they get any more here? With the Ag Slark, they have a lot of chase and catch potential, and that's exactly what Brow's thinking. He's just going pouncing forward, but EG have managed to disengage without getting
He doesn't
caught.
want to get spread again. There is a courier in the Ancients, though.
But Fly had a ward, right, on him.
Yeah, maybe it just came on that courier. Is that courier flying back?
I mean, that was pretty good for EG anyways. Like, Fly tanked the smoke. They lost control of the area, but I think they're okay with that. I'm just surprised. Like, I don't... It's probably a conscious decision, honestly. Like, he placed it when the smoke was coming anyways.
Well, I mean, because of how it went, though. Dubu's not even dewarding. He's like... Oh, actually, no, he did deward. Okay, never mind.
I mean, he has a Slark, so he's gonna wait for him to clear the area. Do you see this mid ward by Undying? I think the trees were dead, right? The trees were dead when they placed it, right?
Must be, because you click it and you see the sliver of vision it gives, and it's like, okay.
Right. That vision is good though, like where it is.
Yeah,
like,
you just roll. Oh, he's coming to roll over it. He knows what he's doing.
You think they're trying to go, but they're just trying to help their ward.
Yeah, this is genius.
I mean, that's a good word now. It's seen a lot of heroes.
Yeah, you need to drop a stone.
Okay, so Roshan's up.
Outposts, they did not get any XP on Radiant for the 30. That's pretty
I'm also surprised Ricky's farm hasn't accelerated. I think it's because of, again, like I've mentioned this already, so I'm sort of harping on it, but how the Aegis went, like it wasn't used to secure his next scaling. I feel like if this hero just farms, like he farms faster than Deuce, I think. Maybe not if Deuce gets to spam Manta and stuff, but that hero farms really fast than Ricky.
I guess he's almost under more threat though in a lot of ways too because of like Abed.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just like how the last fights have gone too, I guess. Like EG has like pushed their line forward, their map control line sort of.
And they continue to do so with this smoke up. They're looking to make sure they can pressure Roche. They've kept their courier there, so they know it's not going on. And yeah, Dubu will get sniped. Undying going to look to fight this one. Rolling from Moon Meander. He goes in with the magnitude. He's going to force a Stone Gaze. And yeah, Crit's in all sorts of trouble here. He's been caught by the silence here, but the OD pulled into the Stone Gaze. They're going to lose Saberlight before he can really cast a spell. And the rest of the team caught in the gaze as well. Arteezy triple kill.
Oh, dude, I'm trying to learn how to play Earth Spirit. That's exactly how my fights go. I get in the backline, I silence the 2 supports, and I think I'm like
good,
owning
right?
and crushing, and I'm like, oh, so good! And then my team just loses.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's both games. Like, someone just caught out around mid. I mean, it's in the enemy jungle, which is like even more vulnerable to mid. But someone on Undying just gets caught out before the fight begins, and then they try to fight it anyways. Because they're feeling like, they're not feeling good mentally this game. Because they had this game. They had control. Yeah. They had this Aegis, but they let it slip through their hands, and now it just feels bad for them. Like it's, I think it's about what you said with Earth Spirit. Like if you ruin like that, like Earth Spirit casts the spells perfectly there, I think. But his team is 2,000 range away, so like it doesn't matter if you ravage 5 heroes if no one can hit them during the ravage, right?
Yep.
Ooh, tap it.
Force
Brow's
the Slark-
making some space here.
Yeah, this is going to be a Shadow Dance TP out from Brio. Oh, that fissure.
Yeah.
Close.
I can't hear you.
No, EG now with, it feels like full control over what has been a very even game for 30 minutes, but now with an Aegis and an 8k gold lead and a pretty sizable XP lead, EG
Look where Arteezy is right now, by the way. Not there.
in some trouble. Creep in from Brawl. He's looking to force his fight. He's found Crit with the silence, but the Ghost Scepter from Crit going to help keep him alive a bit longer. And Moon, with the Stone Gaze out, doesn't have any backup coming in. Instead, the backup is going on Fly. They're trying to catch him, but Brawl Slark has been lassoed and pulled back in. Crit has got the follow-up Echo Slam, but the OD tries to keep him alive with the Sand. He's not the best damage coming in from Saberlight as, yeah, the cheese keeps him up and running. Crit chases on. It's just a Dubu Enchantress, but the big kills are top lane where Tomato has been dusted up now. Throws out the smoke screen, but he's in a lot of trouble here, and Abed going to make sure they finish him off. Absolutely devastating for Undying, who once again lose their Ricky.
Grit's just dropping voice lines. He missed the pounce. The Slayer goes flying halfway across the map. Comes back in with the defusal. Instantly blinks away. Couldn't quite get a handle on him. Brian looking for the big jump onto Abed, though, with another defusal. He's at a BKB here. Abed's dead.
Yeah, just not expecting Undying to be in that bottom lane or to make that play when they're losing their top rack. So a very rare mistake from Abed, but as far as where this game stands, I think EG are going to still feel pretty comfy as they take top lane.
Feels bad, man.
Two-shot. They are forcing this fight. Brile going to have to pounce out of there. Arteezy's being isolated and kind of ignored while they're going the rest of them. They just chain astraling him. They're going on Fly, they're going on the supports. Ice has an exorcism though, and he's just going to run at Saberlight, who's been silenced up now. Doesn't have a good answer to this. The Psychic Headband not going to do a whole lot to bail him out there, as Abed has the BKB back up, and he's just going to go in. Nice buyback from him to make sure they win this fight. Ricky's down, Moon goes down as well, and Brile kind of on his own. Has been isolated, forced to pounce away. Luckily with the Ag's range, does get far enough away to keep himself alive, but not sure Dubu's going to be so lucky.
Oh, EG are pumping up those Medusa stats today, that's for sure.
Back to back,
That's
Medusa wins.
It was a good try from Undying this game. I mean, I think they had two dominant positions. I think one was where like top lane was like unplayable for EG. They could have translated that into a really hard snowball. And one was like when they had this first Aegis. But I think this is a good game for Undying to look back on and learn from. Like, it's the group stage and you're... Actually, I don't actually know how the DPC works, to be honest.
There is no group stage.
You gotta win the game.
It is just the group stage, but there is no
But the
playoffs.
group stage is all there is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like thinking, there is no double 11. And I mean, it's early on in the tournament, and to be honest, everyone's expecting EG to win, right? So you're fighting with like Quincy Crew and the other teams in the tournament.
Exactly. Definitely, I think potential for
Got
a
him.
team like Quincy Crew to upset EG. Got him indeed. GG is called. But yeah, I really like what you're saying, because it does feel like these... I mean, I enjoyed these two games, even though in the end, EG won in what seemed to look like kind of semi-convincing fashion, but both games Undying were in it. They had solid drafts. They played really good Dota overall. It's just a few slip-ups that EG were so good at punishing.
They kind of showed their strengths and their weaknesses, just as you're saying. So it really is a good game to go back on to really try
Yeah, I
and
think
figure out. Like, and plus, it's like a control, right? It's like an experiment since you basically pick the same heroes.
For sure. I mean,
great.
the strategy adjustment they made was good, and I think it like shows that they're gonna learn from this game fast, and like they were able to adapt in the series, and I'm excited to see like once they have the replays to study and stuff, how they're gonna adapt for future games.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal. Like, you know, Undying's going to be having to battle out with the likes of Quincy Crew, Sad Boys, and 4 Zoomers for that basically second spot in NA, and that's also assuming EG continues their dominance. Who knows
Honestly,
what
there's
lies in
like
store for them.
there's like a pretty high percentage that Quincy Crew beats in EG. I think
Yeah.
it's not like EG's playing bad, but don't underestimate this NA team. I think too.
I agree. I think especially their playstyles, because it feels like EG's happy to sit back, wait for those mistakes, and punish. And I feel like Quincy Crew just plays a bit faster tempo and can really punish a team
Yeah,
like
I
EG.
actually don't think that style will work versus Quincy Crew. So I think they have
Yeah.
a pretty good style matchup.
Well, unfortunately for Undying, their first loss of the DPC. Thank you, AUI, for joining us. Thank you, Trent. We're going to go back to the panel and unravel what just happened here.
We are back here. More NADPC action continues now. Our second series does conclude, and it is Evil Geniuses remaining there at the top. I'm back with Sunsfan, and I'm back with Jenkins. Gentlemen, it breaks my heart that this is going to be a 2-0 series. Now, it was incredibly close at points, and Undying definitely showed the potential to be able to pull out good wins against a team like Evil Geniuses. But because we're on a 2-0, I feel like everybody from the outside looking in is going to just see 2-0 and assume EG are just a better team and Undying is whatever, you know? But Undying is not a whatever team. They definitely have the potential.
Agreed. EG was the better team today, though, which is important for them. And this means that Undying needs to hope that Quincy Crew loses to EG, and they need to try and beat Quincy Crew when they face up as well. But in terms of this last game, Undying basically picked the same lineup, which we questioned at first, but their early aggression really started. It paid off. They got off to a really good start. They secured the first Aegis, which is something they hadn't been able to do the previous game. Yet in the Aegis fight, it was actually a disaster. EG ended up winning that one, which was really surprising. We saw Slark go Ags again, which my theory is that it's just two really hard to catch heroes, and Ricky, especially when Ricky hits level 20, he gets that Blink Strike talent in addition to Ag, so you can just sit on top of Slark with your Tricks of the Trade, and he can bounce all over the place as well with his double pounce. But at the end of the day, I just feel like the lineup that EG had was just good against Slark and Ricky. They had a lot of stuns, silences. So I'm not a believer in this Slark. I know it's only 2 games, a small sample size, but just not a believer in the Slark at all.
I think Owie pointed out it was like the draft in the adjustments that were made in the second game by Undying were really interesting to see. Like clearly they had thought about what they lacked. It's like something we talked about, you know, something that the cast talked about. But in the second game, there was a lot of space on the map, it felt like, with the early moves that Undying were making, but it was hard to farm against the EG lineup. Like the Earthshaker, just being able to like instant lock down the Slark, and you know, you have the Bat Rider who's like flying around. You always have to be worried about him just TPing in and lassoing you. And even if he doesn't TP in and lasso you, like you could just, you know, you could just push out the wave and you're scared of him. Like the threat is there, even if he doesn't use it. He doesn't need to kill anybody. He shows himself. So they did have answers, but I do feel like that game could have gone either way. If Undying had a couple of like cleaner fights in the mid game, if they do go late and they have that Ricky Arcane Blink bullshit, I think late game it looks totally different.
Now, I kind of have 2 questions in one with this here. We got to see 2 games now, Abed, Bat Rider, 2 games with Arteezy, Medusa. Obviously, this was a strategy and playstyle that just worked really well against Undying. But Owie had mentioned there at the end that when they have their next big test going against Quincy Crew, this is a style matchup that may not work for them. I'm curious if you gentlemen agree with that, or if you think that the Medusa and the Bat Rider should continue to be banned in their matchups moving forward.
Ooh. I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, it is a best of 3, sadly. It won't be like a best of 5, which is where you truly see like the bans kind of evolve a lot. It's like this specific meta game that you can call it for the tournament and whatnot. But
yeah,
I don't know if I'd go that far. I feel like the heroes are counterable. And I think you can learn a lot from these 2 games from EG based on what they did. Like, especially the Bat Rider, Medusa just farming Ancients constantly. Like we saw, I don't know how many times Abed get like these 5-6 stack Ancients and just catapult his net worth.
All right, I'm going to interject here. It seems like our interview's ready to go. I'm going to pull him in. All right, so we have our winner interview here just joining us in the room. It's none other than Arteezy. First, Arteezy, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Awesome. Congratulations. You guys pulled out a big win, your biggest win of the league so far, and being able to take down Undying, who have been touted as a incredibly powerhouse stack that could have the potential to pull out the upset today, but were not able to do so. So this is a very interesting series. I mean, on stat line, you guys pulled out 2-0, but it looked like there was definitely potential for Undying to take it to you. I'm sure everybody out there is going to be fiending this replay to watch for holes in your game. So to put you on the spot, like, and to stop them all and save them all the trouble, what was something you think that you guys are going to need to work on after this series?
It's a hard question to answer because we still need to play the rest of the league. I would say probably we played a little bit slow. We like probably could have done more things into the game. We just kind of waited, chilled a little bit, waiting for them to make mistakes, which I don't think is always the best playstyle. We probably just need to like revisit our either draft or gameplay and find some things we could have done.
Absolutely. I know we're catching you before you have the proper time to even comb through the game in the series yourself, but I do have Sunsfan and Jenkins here to help assist in reminding you on how everything went. Sunfan?
Mr. Arteezy, were you surprised that Undying basically picked the same lineup game 2?
No, because I kind of know those guys in real life. Like, I've hung out with them a lot, and I got the gist of how they think, and like their confidence, and how they view the game, basically. And it wasn't surprising at all, because I knew they're not going to ban Medusa as well. Like, I just had that feeling when I was looking at the draft. I'm like, yeah, they're just going to run it back. I mean, it's very admirable, actually, like replaying kind of the same draft and kind of like fixing the mistakes you thought you made in the first game. So I like that aspect. Pretty cool.
Hello, T's. I have 2 questions for you. Question number 1
Typical.
is you don't get a mulligan, so that's why you get to speak anymore. That's my turn. If you had to eat Bulba's hat, the one he always wears, how much money would it cost you to eat Bulba's hat? You have infinite time.
Shit.
10 grand?
No, I think more.
More than that?
I don't know. You caught me off guard. I'll be honest.
Really
do
good.
for
I don't
Million,
know.
right?
I would do it for $1 million,
Okay.
Mhm.
but I think a
Between
lot
10
of
and a
people would
million.
do it for like 100K. So
Yeah.
Wait, do you have to eat it raw, or can you cook it?
I mean, you can do whatever you want to. It's just I give you the
So you're
hat.
saying you can
Can I
melt
cook it?
it, and then you said infinite time. You could just put a little drop every
You
day
don't
in
get
your
to-
coffee.
You don't get to wash it. You don't get to wash it. Let's be clear on that.
Well, what's considered washing? Soap?
Gentlemen,
'Cause
we
you
have
just
few
boil it.
opportunities
Okay,
with
okay,
Arteezy
okay,
on this
okay.
stream. This is what you want to do at the time. Oh my God.
Okay. I have
Please.
a real question for you. That was a good. Anyway, so I've asked this one before, but I'm really curious what your answer to this would be. If you could go back, like I don't know, 3 or 4 years or whatever, and tell yourself something from the carry perspective that is you learned about Dota in the last 3 to 4 years to win TI, like some lesson you learned as a carry. What would you go back and tell yourself to win a TI?
think
Don't eat
about team
Bulba's hat.
fights. I think when I was younger, I just kind of relied on my laning skill, and I didn't really get better in other aspects of the game. So eventually, when people started to get better in lane, I had this like period of time where I didn't play that well, or like things felt wrong for me, because I used to always like start the early game with a lead. That's how I played later. Like I would always be ahead, no matter what, no matter the lane or the situation. I'd always be ahead. But nowadays, like I've got a lot of time to think about other aspects of the game and still improve my laning. But I would probably say to my younger self to focus on team fighting and how like heroes interact and how spells work with each other. Like to think about, instead of like bum rushing up a hill, to think about what's the best way to go up the hill, stuff like that. Because I really didn't think about that when I was younger.
I thought you were
Awesome.
going to say don't join Secret, because that would have made more sense, I guess. But I get a second question.
I
Jenkins
don't
Oh my
got
really,
two.
God,
I don't
please.
regret
That was a
any of
great
those
answer, by the way.
It was a actually. I
That was a
thank you for the
amazing
legit answer to these fools here. Sunsfan, please, just one more question.
Mr. Arteezy, what do you think of Crit's facial hair? We had a long discussion about it that enraged a lot of people in chat. I'm a huge fan personally, but I want to get what the inside tick is for EG itself.
What do I think about his facial hair? The question.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the question, Arteezy.
I think he shaved recently.
Ugh.
So I'm trying to picture, because I see we have like a video chat every week. I'm just trying to remember how he looks.
He looked like a
I
Norse
think,
god, if that brings up any memories.
It's hard
It was-
for like, I like those really thick beards, and I can't grow one myself, so maybe that's why I like it so much. Like in Vikings, they have these like very thick beards. I love that kind of beard. I don't think he has that like ability to grow the very thick. He's got kind of like the lower level beard. Probably why he shaves, honestly.
He's a linen man.
D
That's what I
tier
said.
beard.
All right.
That's what I said.
Thank you for answering. a very
Arteezy likes a
important
high MMR beard. Crit needs to raise MMR of his beard a bit. Thank you so much, Arteezy, for entertaining us with some legit and side legit questions there. It's always a pleasure. And congratulations again. We look forward to your matchup against Quincy Crew and the rest of the division.
Thanks. See you later, guys.
Thanks,
He's
again
never
to Arteezy.
he's never coming back.
He
Always
went
a
right
great
back to the call
interviewee.
like, guys, I'm never doing that shit again. Abed, you're in. Next.
it,
I'm
boys.
not doing this. I'm not doing this. Daryl, you get back in there.
Well, even though
Oh.
he didn't get to fully answer, I liked his answer about the even though I was joking, obviously, the secret thing. He was basically saying that he doesn't regret it because, and I assume he was going to say something to the effect of learning from different experiences in life have shaped, like I could say that for my you couldn't even say that was a mistake necessarily because EG might not have won TI with him anyway. Like who knows? Everything, it's a butterfly effect and whatnot. So
Yeah.
good to hear he has his head on straight. Except for the
Dominoes
beard
effect.
thing. Chris Beard's really good. I don't understand.
I mean, I told you it's a linen man. He's good for,
They're
for
nice,
like a merchant.
There are nice breadcrumbs to get from that. Oh, my mic's bad. Hold on.
You're doing
All right,
great,
he's
Cobble
go-
guy.
He's gone,
Don't
Sunsfan.
worry.
Say
Blame
shellacking.
him.
Can
Say it
you all
one more
hear
time.
me now?
Shellacking.
All right, I'm back, and my voice should be good now to assist in closing out the show. I was just going to say there's fun little breadcrumbs from that interview, even with the silly questions aside. He noted how the team meets up once a week in video calls, so they have like these kind of, regimes of connecting with each other. I don't think you could say that for a lot of the other teams, so, that just shows what it takes to get to the next level. Congratulations again to Evil Geniuses. They remain at the top of the pack. We await their matchup against Quincy Crew, but gentlemen, we're not done yet today for NADPC coverage, but I do have a couple of things I do want to go over. Let's get a quick look at the upper division standings here, since we are done with upper division action for this week. Now, before we get into week number 4, let's see where everybody stands. Obviously, Evil Geniuses at the top. They're 4-0 with their series. Quincy Crew right behind at 3-0. With the loss today, Undying will move down one peg to 3-1. And now right in the middle of the pack, we have 4 Zoomers who pulled off the win earlier today against Black and Yellow, right side by side with Sad Boys. They are both waiting and hoping that Evil Geniuses and Quincy Crew will continue to drop series in some way so that there's still a hope for them to make it to the majors somehow. The other 3-way dance we have going on that's a lot of fun is the bottom of the division. Black and Yellow, 5-man Midas, and A-Team. Obviously, a little bit of a struggle, but there's still an opportunity for any of these teams to kind of remain in the upper division while the other 2 are going to be relegated down below. So as the schedule continues to come out, we're going to have more and more hype matches and hype storylines continue to develop here. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, MLP, but if we can move on and into the next week schedule, we can have a preview of what's going to be going down next week. Now, I already mentioned we have another lower division series happening just today. It's going to be Felt versus Electronic Boys with MLP and John X Fire. You don't want to miss that. But then starting the next day, we're back in lower division, Dog Champ versus the Raiders. Me and the crew here will be back on Tuesday for 4 Zoomers versus 5-man Midas. The Raiders versus the Cut is going to be our lower division spotlight match. Thursday, Black and Yellow versus A-Team. Big matchup there. The winner of that could likely keep their spot in the upper division, and the other will just battle it out for prize pool difference in lower division. That's a hype match you do not want to miss.
I really think the upper, like both the second slot to the major and then also the second slot to the lower division will be decided by tiebreakers. That's what my gut feel is saying is that with the teams that we have left to battle, that's how it's going to happen. Like this Black and Yellow team could definitely lose. A-Team's looking good, man. They're looking solid.
Yeah, Thursday is going to be the most hype. You got that, and then Sad Boys versus Undying. So that is must-watch Dotes for Thursday, no doubt.
Thursday is must-watch. You heard it here first. So without further ado, what we're going to do now is toss it out to yet another brief intermission. There'll be a bit of a change-up here now. We'll say goodbye, of course, to Suns fan Jenkins, Trent, Lyrical. Shouts to Zabo. Shouts to Owie 2000 for joining us on the broadcast. We're going to have MLP. This man is a legend. He'll be stepping out of the producing role now into the producer/point man host role, and he'll be joined by John X Fire to bring you the upcoming Felt versus Electronic Boys matchup. Be sure you're sticking around and sending those boys lots of love. They deserve it. But for now, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, more NADPC action continues.